can't take everybody who's down in the IT section, whether they're in strategy, applications, and operations, if you can't connect them with the overall business objectives, you're going to have a really hard time making a case to sell anything. And that's what HP is doing. Number one, we want to improve that alignment between the business folks and the IT folks. If we do that, if nothing else, we should be making some great progress to make our clients more successful, like we're driving internally. Secondly, let's go into each of those different pillars and make sure that each one of those folks, whether they're in strategy, apps, or ops, can do the very best job possible, because we're enabling them with the right tools, with the right technology, with the right business practices. If we can do that, we're going to see some huge success just in any one of those pillars. And then the third bullet that we look at out there is really connecting all the dots. Is that if I can really create one successful story for a client from strategy through the application build and test into operational daily benefit, that's going to be huge for somebody, because now we're really seeing the return on the investment that the client makes in the investment that we've made in building this out. Now, there are some nice things that come out of this. Number one, if I create that relationship between IT and the business, I build accountability, and everybody is looking for that. We want to see where do we have the financial control, where are we meeting our service level agreements, where do we have the governance well defined out there. That's what we're all about in step one, is creating that accountability. In step two, what we're looking at is building repeatability. And you've looked at lots of maturity models that have been out there, everything from the adaptive infrastructure maturity model to the Gartner maturity models talk about this concept of moving into that second phase, which offers repeatability, right? And here we have things like automation, policies, and best practices that are brought to play. Those are in those individual pillars. And then when we start looking at the third point, which is automation across all of those pillars, right? That's where we want to be able to create some automation that says, you know, the folks out here thought we should introduce virtualization into our IT infrastructure. So as a consequence of that, we're going to look at what resources we currently have in play, what resources we need, where the best places to acquire them are. Then we're going to go ahead and build to that design. We're going to test to that design, and then we're going to deploy that design and monitor it on a daily basis to make sure that it's still delivering to the business folks who are out there. And then finally, the one thing that I think every manager is looking for, no matter what level you are in an organization, is predictability. Is I want to be able to know that this is what's going to happen on a daily basis. It doesn't matter how my business swings. If I have a quiet day or if I have a gangbusters day, I want to know that the technology infrastructure I have put in place, including the technology, right, the people, the processes, everything is working to peak perfection, delivering to my client's needs. That's the real goal here. That's what predictability is all about. When we do that for our clients, we are going to be a number one technology partner that they're going to want to work with, because they believe that HP can deliver to that promise. And folks, it's not just software. It's not just servers. It's not just storage or networks or printing or imaging. It's everything. It is HP coming to play with a story that really resonates with them, that delivers to this promise. We were talking with some customers yesterday who say they're in a long-term relationship with us, and they want to be able to see this delivered by HP. HP is making the steps right now to make sure that we deliver that every day to them so they can see where they're going and where they've been. So those are the kind of things that I think we're going to really have some strong success. This is a very busy slide. You can read it later on, but the important thing to understand is that when you start looking at those three different pillars, strategy, applications, and operations, we have tremendous capabilities, things that help people manage their projects and portfolios from financial perspectives, from time management, from resource management. Things like, how do you introduce SOA architectures and maintain them and build them? Then things like application build, application test. That's what we're all about. We've had a lot of these different acquisitions come into the family, into the HP family. Companies like Peregrine, companies like Mercury, companies like Opsware are all part of the HP family. We can bring all of that to play now. And where they fit on the map, there's lots of people in HP who can tell you all about that. But what we now have is probably the most complete portfolio on the planet to be able to help our customers be successful in these three different pillars. One of the things is that it's not only complete, but it's also industry leading. When you look at where we are in these different portfolios that we're offering, number one position in almost everything out there. Number two, down there in network management, well, there's another company out there called Cisco, who we have great respect for, but we still have a little work to do. But the excitement is that you should have the confidence, and I don't care what you're selling, Whether you're a storage salesperson or a server salesperson or a software salesperson, you should be able to walk into a client and say, I have the best possible solutions for you. I need to understand what your business challenges are so that I can deliver to that promise for you. That's what we're doing out here. One simple example, one of the really hot topics that we see today is in virtualization, right? So take this entire business technology optimization and look at the fact that HP has built to that model, saying, you know what, we have some great solutions that can help you with the entire space of virtualization, helping deliver technologies that will help you build it, test it, maintain it on a daily basis. Great solutions out there that are integrated not just from these different solutions that used to come from OpenView or Peregrine, but integrating things with things like Systems Insight Manager, right? Storage Essentials, bringing the whole family together out of box that can meet the business needs of our clients who are taking on this challenge of virtualization. And it's not limited to that, but it's a great example of how we can do this today. Some great successes that we've had out there in the industries, a banking company, for example, out there. And if you look at this, you see reduced costs for processing catalog requests by 88%. I don't know, but if somebody comes to me and tells me how I can reduce any one of my bills by 88%, I'm interested in having a dialogue, right? This is the kind of thing that we need to be sitting down with our clients and saying, you know what, your business may be similar. And please understand, this is far more than just the banking industries. I've got a couple of different examples here. For example, C-Trail, another banking cooperative. 100% of their incidents are resolved. We're doing a greater job in terms of making sure that they have the business continuity that they need, right? But this is not limited to just banking examples. We've done this with semiconductor firms. We've done this with federal agencies. We've done this with manufacturers. We've done this with oil and gas. Let's go out there and take this kind of solutions to them and see them be successful. We've actually done a great job as well of helping to penetrate into non-HP accounts with this type of strategy. We had a very large oil and gas company who many years ago made a decision to go with some of our competitors. But they didn't have any good solutions to help manage the very large infrastructure they had built. They were seeing a lot of failures. They asked us to come in and show them just software. We went and did that over a weekend, had the information to show them on Monday morning what was breaking and how they could fix it quickly. They bought the software sight on the spot, right? And what that did was that opened the door up to get us a seat at the table to learn about any new projects that were growing out there. Guess what? Now they're buying servers, workstations, desktops, laptops from us. Great opportunity for us to work as one family delivering to the different solutions that they need out there. So, one more example about banking. Again, strong success model out there. IT improvements that you can see, business benefits. This is the kind of story that we need to tell to all of our clients. But it's a great story that we have in HP software. And if we're not talking together as one big team, I came from the hardware side. I was out there selling servers for the SAP environment. Compaq was one of my first customers when we all became one big happy family. I've worked with the military industries and selling workstations for designing the latest fighter aircraft and stuff like that. And then I moved into software. So I understand this family. It's part of my heritage. It's part of my bloodstream. I need to make sure that we're all singing from that same hymnal, because I'll tell you what, we are the leading technology company in this country today, and we have the opportunity to work together. Don't ignore your comrades. We're going to have a follow-up video sometime to talk about how to team together, but this is exciting. We have some of the best solutions. Bring it all together to play and be successful. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and we'll look forward to talking in the future.